Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Pere Akuna and here I talk about diabetes, living with diabetes and mental illness in Nigeria. For those who have subscribed, thank you so much for being a part of the family. And those who are new here, please do well to join the family by subscribing to this channel and hitting the notification bell so that you get notified each time I post a new video. Today I'm going to be talking about diabetes. I've been talking a lot. I realize I've been talking a lot about living with diabetes and mental illness, but I've not even explained what diabetes means, and a lot of people are still ignorant about what diabetes means. So today I'm going to be explaining what diabetes is and the different types of diabetes. For me, I am a type 1 diabetic, that's I have type 1 diabetes. So I will explain the difference between the different types of diabetes and explain why what I'm living with, which is type 1 diabetes, how it relates to me. So let's get into the video. Diabetes is an endocrine disease that is characterized by excessive sugar in the blood. Now, like what this simply means is that there is supposed to be an amount of sugar that is supposed to be in the blood, but now there is excessive amount, like too much amount of sugar in the blood. Like in simple terms, it's like you having water, you are having a bottle of water or a glass of water instead, and you put sugar into that water, it dissolves and it becomes, okay, like you can turn the water and it will still pour and everything. But when you keep on putting sugar into that water, there become a time where that water becomes very thick and it's not able to flow anymore. So that's how diabetes simply is. There is excessive sugar in the blood. And the funny thing about this whole thing, or the most dangerous thing about this whole thing, is that this blood, when it becomes too thick, it starts to cause issues because it can't pass through blood vessels easily, and it begins to cause issues like damage to nerves, and it begins to blood doesn't reach the legs anymore. All these places like the legs, the hands and all that, blood doesn't reach them anymore, and that could be a serious issue. Like imagine one's leg suffering from lack of blood. Like every part of the body needs blood and needs glucose, but when it becomes too much, it's a problem. Yeah. So there are actually two main types of diabetes. There are more types, but there are two main types of diabetes, and that is the type 1 diabetes and type 2 diabetes. Now, the difference between these two diabetes is that type 1 diabetes has no known cause. Right now, they've not found the cause for type 1 diabetes. All they know is that, okay, the body attacks itself. That is, there is a cell in the body that produces what we call insulin. And that insulin is what is responsible for taking glucose out of the blood into the cells to be used. And it's that sugar or that glucose we use for playing, exercising, and doing whatever we want to do. So now the body attacks and destroys that cell that produces that insulin. And so the body is unable to produce that insulin, and so there is nothing to actually take those excess sugar out of the blood into the cell to be used. So the person can be experiencing weakness and all that, and the person eats food, yet the person is not having strength to do the necessary things. It's because that glucose that is being produced from that food cannot be used by the body. Now, for type 2 diabetes, in type 2 diabetes, it's either the body is resistant to that insulin being produced, or the body is not producing enough insulin. Now, this has been known to be caused by so many things. It can be, number one, obesity. That's why they actually say people who are obese are at risk for having type 2 diabetes. Also, genetic factors and many other issues. Too much excessive eating of sugar can actually lead to type 2 diabetes. Having a lifestyle that is really bad, should I say bad? Forgive me if that's not the right word, but can lead to type 2 diabetes. So, like I said, type 1 diabetes has no known cause yet. The type 2 diabetes has known cause. So that's it. For me, like I said, I am a type 1 diabetic, which means my body cannot produce insulin at all. And it's it's not curable, like it has no cure. That's because the cell that is producing insulin has been totally destroyed and they cannot regrow back, except it's a miracle. So that's it. I'm living with type 1 diabetes, and it's difficult because I have to be injecting myself with insulin every single day. Like, that's how I literally survive. I can't go a day without injecting myself because I could be causing a lot of problem. I could literally just, God forbid, but die. So that's it. So literally, um, I've been living with this for 14, going to 14 years now. I've been living with it going to 14 years now. Like, I actually got diagnosed when I was around 8 years old, and it's been a struggle because having an illness that has no cure, it's really devastating. And then having people who are very ignorant about this illness can be so frustrating. Like, literally, type 1 diabetes or diabetes at large deals with three things. Management of diabetes involves three main things, and that is one, the medication, which I have to be injecting myself every single day, like twice a day. I inject myself to survive. Like, and funny enough, this insulin that I have to inject into my body, it's been really hard because it's expensive. Like, that medication that is expensive, and the government is not willing to really like take hold of it to like give maybe an insurance, government insurance, to actually help and everything. But like, I'm grateful that my parents are able to like provide for me and everything. So, and then also, like also we talk about exercise. Like, I literally have to exercise every day because it actually helps to take away glucose from the blood into the body. Like, it actually still helps to make sure my drug work effectively. And then also we talk about diet. Like, very, very important. Like, very, very, very important. Actually, diabetics can eat almost everything now. Right now, they've discovered ways through which diabetes can enjoy every food they eat, but at the same time, you want to be like very careful about what you eat because anything can trigger glucose level and can cause issues. So yeah, that's it. So we've come to the end of this video. I do hope you learned something from it. So see you in the next video. Bye.